speaks a lot to our team culture. Those guys believe in each other, and I think it's going to pay off huge when we need it to. And just having everyone together, believing in each other, we're building something special. And that's what Coach Staley said all along. So I'm really looking forward to it.
What's been your initial impression?
Thank you, Bridget Connon, for that. Well, right. Let's start with you. We see the quote, and the Chargers are building something special. Peter hit this yesterday. It's June. We're excited about the Chargers. Right. We've been excited about many Chargers teams, although this one does feel different. Sure. So if you look across the entire AFC, or keep it in LA, Will, who is this young quarterback you look at in the AFC who really has to deliver this year? I mean, we got to go big time performance. Pick anybody you want.
Kyle, I'm going to pick the guy we just heard from. He's obviously shown the talent that we expected from him. He's also put up the numbers as well. If you look at what he's done in his first 2 seasons, the most passing yards, Justin Herbert 1, Andrew Luck 2nd, 8,196. But the reality here is, guys, if the Chargers don't make the playoffs, it is a massive disappointment. You look at that list, impressive to say the least. The offensive line has been upgraded. Herbert, though, probably needs to maybe keep those interceptions down. He had 15, third most in the league. He was also victimized by some drop passes. That's not going to help out late in games. I believe it's 38, second most in the league, only to the Jets. Again, it doesn't fall all on his shoulders, but he is, after all, the franchise quarterback. And when we talk about the Chargers just in general, they are now in a crowded sports market in Los Angeles. They saw what the Rams just did. They won a Super Bowl, and not just a Super Bowl, they did it at SoFi Stadium. And they also have to compete against USC. Yes, the Trojans, I'm sorry, MJD, but they're reloading as well. They've got Lincoln Riley. They're now rising to prominence. So for the franchise in general, they have to get as many eyeballs as possible on this franchise to sell tickets, to get butts in the seats, and to get excited.
Right on.
I mean,
USC's
people get upset about the Lakers right now. Yes, but and people are getting upset about Russell Westbrook and what he means to the Lakers. And he's a big old weight and albatross for the Lakers, and the local baseball team is doing well. So the Chargers, they've got a lot of competition here. So obviously for them, Super Bowl or bust, a lot is on Justin Herbert's shoulders.
Yeah, well, you had me going until you brought up SC, a team that gave up 62 points to UCLA.
I know.
They bring Lincoln Riley or not. He can't play defense. He doesn't play defense. And I'm not going to go all the way over there because I'm supposed to talk about a quarterback, but you just disrespected the heck out of the U. Okay? Let's just not do that. We're not doing that anymore. We'll beat him again. Chip Kelly is way better than Lincoln Riley. He hasn't won much at Oklahoma, won't win much at USC. Let me get back to where I was talking about. Russell Wilson is the guy that we need to talk about in this situation, an AFC quarterback that has the most pressure to play right now. It has to be him. You demanded your way. You got your way out of Seattle. You went and interviewed for, John Elway. You interviewed the Broncos, make sure they're a great fit for you. You did all these things. They have a ton of young talent there, a young core. It's on you to take them to that next step. On top of that, I was scrolling on Twitter yesterday before I passed out at around 6 p.m., and I saw that he wanted like a 5-year, $250 million contract. That's what he was looking for. If you want that type of money, if you've acted that type of way, you need to produce that type of way. So for him to want that, and I think he should get it if he performs the way he needs to perform, but you have to perform. And so it's important that Russell Wilson goes out there and does everything that he can to get the Broncos into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs, if not winning a Super Bowl year one.
All right, so we've got Justin Herbert now, Super Bowl or bust. Russell Wilson looking to make $250 million. How about a guy who's losing his offensive play caller, losing his quarterback coach, and is in the middle of a situation where we're hearing everyone from Joe Judge to Matt Patricia is the OC. And he's going only in his second year in one of the toughest markets. I look at Mac Jones, and I think Mac Jones has a lot on his shoulders. Who has to come up huge? It's not saying like expectation, because I can go into Tua and what he needs to do, or Derek Carr and what he needs to prove. I'm talking about who actually needs to go out there and be really, really good. And it's Mac Jones. And he was really, really good last year. He really was. For all the hype about Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson and Trey Lance and Justin Fields going into last season, it was the 5th quarterback taken in the draft who had the best year of all of them. First year in New England, beats out Cam Newton, then goes on to have a Pro Bowl season. Look at the numbers that he had amongst all the rookie quarterbacks, and Mac Jones was that dude. He was first in every major statistical category: passing yards, passing touchdowns, passer rating, wins. Gets them to the playoffs, and yeah, it did not go as planned, but it has not been an easy offseason for the Patriots. You lose Josh McDaniels, you lose Mick Lombardi, you lose Brandon Bolden, you lose Shaq Mason, you lose a lot of these key guys, and then you're going to look and say, okay, well, at least we have a second-year quarterback. So much on his shoulders. And I'll tell you, a lot of Patriots fans are okay, whereas national media is freaking out about that because they're like, Mac was awesome last year. 7 wins in a row at one point. He's down 15 pounds. He says he's in the best shape of his life. He worked out with Tom House over the offseason, Brady's old quarterback and throwing coach. Like, I think he's got to be really good. And you know what? As loaded as it is, and as much as our show hypes up the Dolphins as if they're going to go win the Super Bowl, like, Patriots are going to be fine because they've got Mac Jones. But he better be good. And I have a feeling he will be. I'm going with Mac Jones. He needs to step up because it's not a sure thing for any second-year quarterback. And yet, I feel pretty good about Mac.
Peter, he did really fill the reporting to minicamp bingo board soundbite with the center square being best shape of his life. I saw another one that was he lived in the gym in the offseason. Like, he got all of them.
Check.
So I love to see that. Our loyal viewers at home will know that we do a segment here called Not New Jersey where we highlight jerseys that you might have forgotten about, like Edgerrin James was on the Seahawks or Donovan McNabb was on the Vikings. When we do Not New Jersey in GMFB season 12, is it going to be Matt Ryan on the Colts? Are we going to see somebody wearing a number 2 Colts jersey and be like, oh my God, Matt Ryan was on the Colts? I don't think so. I really don't. But I also think that Matt Ryan has a really tough gig this year in which he just needs to step in on a new team that he's never done. He's never been on a new team. He's Falcon for life. He thought he was going to be. And the Colts need to at least win one playoff game this year. With the optics of last year being, oh my God, our quarterback melted down. Just get a professional here, get an adult, and he'll clean up everything. It's not that easy. It's not that easy at all. We don't know how this is going to go. And I also think, in terms of who needs to come up huge, let's talk about the bigger pictures. We see Matt Ryan here in his Falcons jersey. Matt Ryan at some point needs to be made whole. And what I mean by that is, if he retires in 2 years and doesn't accomplish much from here on out, the conversation for the next 50 years of his life is, hey, you want an MVP? You want an MVP? You want an MVP? You want an MVP? Good person, good football man, good leader. And then everyone still makes their idiotic 28-3 jokes, which I have condemned on this show, which I think are stupid, and which I do not think he had anything to do with. And yet he's the face of that thing. And I just don't think that that's right. I would love to see a great second chapter for Matt Ryan where he proves how good he is. And he proves that 1 second half with terrible Kyle Shanahan play calling was not his fault. I think he is a really good quarterback. Imagine if Matt Ryan wins the MVP again this year. Outlandish? I don't know. We'll see how it takes off. But that would change everything. Because everything the guy still hears is the stupid jokes about the second half of the Super Bowl years ago in which it wasn't on him. So come on in, live down some of those demons, get the Colts at least to the divisional round, and everything's fine. Short of that, though, kind of feels like it came up a little short, you know? Maybe Phil Rivers did the same thing when he went to Indianapolis at the end of his career. So much going on there. Peter, am I being too hard on Matt Ryan here? I'm rooting for him.
No, and you know, all the stuff you were hearing so far from Colts camp is how accurate he is and how dialed in he is. I think that we could either be in one of these deals where Matt Ryan goes like 13-4 and it's the Matt Ryan of old, or the Colts don't deliver because, yet again, it's a rotating door at quarterback. I would go with the former. The problem is, as we go through all these quarterbacks, there's, 16 teams in the AFC. About 14 of them are really good. Not all of them are going to be great.